Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I would like to thank you for supporting my first vlog, the journey to the southwest of Vietnam. And I promise you guys that there will be another one. So here it is, the second vlog about the second field trip to the provinces of the South Central Coast and Central Highlands of Vietnam. And with an 8-day trip, longer than the first one, I had the opportunity to explore and experience famous tourist destinations of major cities such as Nha Trang, NGUYEN, Da Nang, and Đà Lạt. So let's join me and I will share my experience, also my own reviews with you guys.
The journey began at Saigon University on bus number 4 to travel to Nha Trang City. Along the way, we passed by MINH TUAN province and I was able to witness the wind turbines as well as the scenic view of the Canal Beach. Arriving at Nha Trang, we were supposed to visit Hong Chong Promontory, but it was raining hard, so we would visit Nha Trang Oceanography Institute instead. Speaking of the Oceanography Institute, one cannot help but mention the beauty of hundreds of living tropical marine species such as sharks, clownfish, lionfish, sea turtle, corals, and saltwater crocodiles. Visitors can also set their eyes on more than 10,000 specimens of various sea species in the East Sea that are being stored. In particular, the Institute is preserving and displaying a giant humpback whale skeleton, weighing nearly 10 tons. In the tunnel area in the campus of the Institute, there is an exhibition room for marine resources of the Paracel Spratly Island. This is the area to reserve many historical documents and materials on surveys activities, scientific research in general, and in particular, the Institute of Oceanography at the Sea, the Paracel Spratly Island, forms of geological and biological materials to be obtained through this research survey. There is also an area for some marine species which live in the waters of the island. I really enjoyed my visit to the Institute and I highly recommend this as a tourist destination, especially for sea creatures lovers wanting to learn more about the oceanic lives. Day number 2 started with a visit to Hong Chong Promontory before leaving for Quy City. Located about 4 kilometers northeast from Nha Trang city center, Hong Chong boasts a large area of rocks with a variety of unique shapes lying on the shore. It is surrounded by the mountains and highlighted by the serene beach with an incredible shade of gentle blue. Hong Chong Promontory comprises 2 clusters of rocks. One is called Hong Chong, meaning husband in Vietnamese, and the other is Hong Vợ, meaning wife in Vietnamese. Hong Chong cluster is the larger one, which features an intriguing giant 5-fingered hand embedded on a boulder. According to a folktale that has been passed down for generations, when a giant man was fishing there, a giant fish swallowed the bait and pulled him away. The man tried to pull himself back while tightly holding a fishing rod in one hand by pressing the other hand against a boulder, which left the nowadays easily seen imprint. On the way leading to Hong Chong, our bus came across a unique architecture which is called Hội quán Vịnh Nha Trang. It houses many relics and photos of Hong Chong and other attractions in Nha Trang, as well as a space for demonstration of Vietnamese traditional musical instruments like đàn chanh, đàn nhị, đàn đá. Personally, I think this is a must-try destination when tourists come to Nha Trang, and I love the scenic views of the natural rocks and the sea. My friends and I also spent a night exploring Quy City, and I must say, the experience and the food was great, although there were not so many activities, but the food and traveling price was fairly acceptable. And here we are at day number 3. After having breakfast, we visited Eo Gió in Quy Nhơn before traveling to Hội An. Eo Gió is a beautiful arc-shaped blue strait surrounded by curved high rocky mountains. The name says it all. Eo Gió means Strait of the Wind, also known as the Ways of Winds in Vietnamese. Pretty cool, huh? If you appreciate nature and its wonder, you will love the blast of wind constantly blowing at you, and you will be in awe of the crashing waves that cause the gorgeous rock formation and the beautiful curves of the beach. We arrived in Hoi An in the afternoon, and it was already very crowded. There were lots of activities here, so hang in there and I will take you through them, okay? Hoi An is located in Quảng Nam province and is noted as an UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1999. It hosts various tourist attractions. The most noticeable one is the Pagoda Bridge, Chùa Cầu, a cultural symbol of the ancient town. The bridge was built by the Japanese merchants in the 17th century, so it can be called the Japanese Bridge or Lai Vĩnh Kiều, which means the bridge to receive guests from afar. Unlike other temples, Chùa Cầu does not worship Buddha, but venerates the northern deity Bắc Đế Chấn Vũ, the god of happiness, wealth, and health in Hội An. Next, we visited the Cantonese Assembly Hall, built by the Chinese merchants. The hall honored Wang Yu and other respectable figures in history. In addition to being dedicated to spiritual beliefs, this hall was a place where the Cantonese community held periodic gatherings to assist each other in business and daily activities. Coming to the old town, we had to explore the old houses to lay our eyes on their ancient structure, and Đức An Ancient House is the place to visit. The house has a combination of ancient Vietnamese, Chinese, and Japanese architecture styles. The family here preserved not only the house architecture, but also small objects carefully, which shows devotion to the ancestor. Up to now, there have been 8 generations living in this house, and every year it is restored to preserve almost the beauty of the ancient era. I also got a chance to listen to the current owner talking about his house.
Chữ gài cũng như thế này rồi, con biết không? Gài như thế đó, tức là ai mà quen biết cái nhà này cứ đập như thế này, mình nghe thì mình đi ra thôi. Rồi, cái cửa này nó luôn nó để trong cái vị trí này, con hiểu không? Bây giờ có một cái người nào đó mà cái địa vị trong xã hội nó thấp hơn mình, đó, nó thấp hơn mình, tuổi tác nó nhỏ hơn mình, thì mình chỉ đứng như thế này mình tiếp họ thôi. Con hiểu không? Và khi muốn mời họ vào thì mình chỉ cần mở một cánh cửa thôi, mình đưa tay mình lùa họ vào rồi đi, con hiểu ý không? Đó, nếu mà người đó có địa vị trong xã hội nó cao hơn mình, tuổi tác nó cao hơn mình, bắt buộc mình phải đứng ở giữa này mình tiếp với họ này, đứng ở giữa để tiếp họ. Khi mời họ vào thì mình luôn mở 2 cánh và mình cúi thấp người xuống, mình lựa tay mình mời họ vào. Đó là những người có địa vị cao trong xã hội, cao hơn mình nữa. Và cái cửa này cũng có một cái đặc biệt là tại sao người ta làm cái cong cái như thế nào, còn không làm thẳng mà làm cong. Thế thì nơi đây ngày xưa người đàn bà ít khi người ta được ra đường lắm, ngày xưa phong kiến mà, cho nên người ta thường hay đứng như thế này, người ta ngó ra bên ngoài này. Hiểu không? Cái kiểu mơ màng như thế mà không ra được, không hiểu không? Cho nên người ta đứng như thế này người ta nhìn. Đó, thí dụ như có múa lân đồ này nọ, hoặc là cái gì đó bên ngoài thì họ chỉ đứng như thế này, cái họ không ra ngoài, họ đứng đây họ đứng thế này. Con hiểu không? Đây cái cửa này nó quan trọng, và cái cửa này luôn mở vào để mang tiền bạc nó đi vào, chứ không bao giờ mở ra.
These 3 locations are considered as the most popular attractions, and I really enjoy my visit to places because of their cultural importance. So if you are coming to Hoi An one day, do not forget this. My friends and I also spent a night in Hoi An Old Town, where I got to release lanterns to the Tu Bồn River, which was a cool experience for myself. I also met a foreigner and we had a small talk.
What's your name? My name is Salvador.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 37.
So by your accent, I'm guessing you're from India, right?
No, not from
Oh,
India.
yeah?
No,
So
not
my
from
bad.
India.
But so where are you from?
I'm from Europe, from Spain.
Oh, Spain. So I just wanted to know if this is the first time you have been to Vietnam.
Yes, Vietnam, yes,
Oh.
my first time here.
So how long have you been staying here?
In this city or in Vietnam?
Yeah, in Vietnam.
In Vietnam, I'm gonna be 1 month because my
Oh.
visa expiring 1 month.
1 month is kind of long.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. And now you are staying in Hội An. So
Hội An.
yeah. Can I ask you about your feelings about the city, about the town?
Well, it's my first day here in Hoi An,
Yeah.
and it's a nice city. But it's quite touristic city. It's my third place in Vietnam because I was first in Ho Chi Minh. After that,
So have you tried some cuisine here? Food?
yes, I tried some. Yeah, I tried. What I tried actually? I tried a kind of chicken.
Chicken with rice?
Yeah. Chicken with rice.
So it's kind of your taste and everything.
It's good. Well, I'm coming from Thailand, and to be honest, I prefer Thailand cuisine than
Oh.
Vietnam. But at the moment, I didn't try many things.
So that will be it. Thank you. for the
Okay,
time.
thank you very much.
For day number 4, our bus visited Thủy Sơn, the highest of the Marble Mountains, Ngũ Hành Sơn, which represents the water element. In order to get to the location on the mountain, we had to go up hundreds of steep and rough stone steps. After the steps, we could explore Linh Ứng Pagoda, Tam Thai Pagoda, Hoa Nghiêm Cave or Động Hoa Nghiêm, Tàn Chơn Cave, and Vọng Hải Đài. Emperor Minh Mạng of the Nguyen dynasty loved Thủy Sơn the most for its view and relaxing atmosphere for worshipping. The first place that we explore when arriving in Da Nang is Linh Ứng Pagoda in Sơn Trà Peninsula. The pagoda has a Lady Buddha statue which is considered as the tallest one in Vietnam, overlooking the sea. People believe that she brings peace and provides safety for the city and the fishermen on the sea. After that, I would spend the whole afternoon and evening exploring Da Nang with my friends. We went to visit Dragon Bridge, the new symbol of tourism of the city, Love Lock Bridge, Cá Chép Hóa Rồng statue, and Sơn Trà night market. The city at night is very lively and exciting. Da Nang, in my opinion, has lived up to its fame as one of the most livable city. Xin phép cho mình hỏi là bạn có phải là người gốc ở Đà Nẵng hay không ạ?
Không bạn ơi, mình đến từ Hồ Chí Minh nha bạn.
Vậy thì bạn đã ở tham quan du lịch ở Đà Nẵng được bao nhiêu ngày rồi?
Mình tới đây được khoảng tính tới bây giờ là 2 ngày.
Vậy thì cho mình hỏi thêm là trong 2 ngày này bạn đã đi những gì và có gì?
Mình tới được Cầu Rồng nè. Hôm qua thì mình có đi chợ đêm ở Sơn Trà nữa nè, nhưng mà mới 2 ngày thì mình đi được như đó.
Ở Việt Nam đây người ta đang trong khoảng thời gian này người ta nói là Đà Nẵng là một thành phố đáng sống nhất ở Việt Nam. Vậy thì sau 2 ngày bạn đã ở đây và trải nghiệm vài địa điểm cũng như là gặp gỡ với người dân ở đây thì bạn có suy nghĩ gì về câu nói này?
Mình thấy khá là đúng, tại vì mình tuy là ở thời gian khá là ngắn nhưng mà mình cảm nhận được là cái không khí ở đây với lại con người ở đây khá là nhẹ nhàng, khá là thích, khác với lại cái cuộc sống thường ngày của mình ở thành phố Hồ Chí Minh.
Rồi, cảm ơn bạn. Đây là cuộc. Day number 5, sadly there was no activity as we just sat on the bus for like 12 hours to travel back to Nha Trang from Da Nang. So maybe I'm gonna put some random footage here for you guys. Day number 6 started with Nha Trang Stone Church, or Nhà thờ Chánh tòa Nha Trang. The cathedral is located in the center of downtown Nha Trang, with typical Gothic Revival architecture and an eye-catchingly magnificent bell tower. It is a landmark that can be seen from anywhere in your area. Inside the church, you are surrounded on all four sides by ancient stone walls, inspiring a feeling of solemnity. And when piercing rays of sun light up the interior, bright colors inside the church are revealed. Arriving in Dalat, I got to admire the beauty of Domaine des Mairies Church, one of the most famous churches in the City of Flowers. The place is also known by another name, MINH Church or Cherry Church, as there used to be many cherry blossom trees around its location. Its architecture is the harmonious combination of Western art and Vietnamese folk art. The roofs of the church have their origin from the design of nhà rồng, a typical type of steel house in central Highlands, Vietnam. Additionally, the pink color of the exterior makes MINH Church a unique destination for tourists when coming to Dalat. The opportunity to visit Dalat railway station, being Indochina's oldest railway station in Vietnam, is a must-see place in Dalat, attracting hundreds of visitors daily. It is a stunning piece of architecture, and the largely French style is complemented by the architectural gestures toward the cottage style of the ethnic minorities of the Central Highlands. The entrance was designed according to the shape of the Lang Biang Mountains. We will spend our 7th day exploring Dalat City, and the place we visited in that morning was the King Palace or Dinh Mộc Bảo Đại, which is the palace closer to the city center, where the king spent most of his life, as it was the headquarters and workplace for himself and his officials. The palace is in pretty good shape and contains a lot of artifacts relating to the king and his family. The garden and the views around the palace are magnificent. We also got to see the King's Summer Palace, also known as Dinh Ba Bảo Đại. The villa was constructed as a retreating place for King Bảo Đại and his royal family to escape the summer heat. But after 1950, when the French colonial came back to Vietnam, the palace occupied a role as the office and house of the king. Personally, I found that Dinh Mộc has the most fascinating views out of the two. In the afternoon, we got to the Lang Biang mountain, the highest mountain of Dalat. In order to get to the top, we had to travel in jeeps, and it was quite an experience, as we could enjoy the scenic views while getting through high slopes and tight turns. After the rough journey to the top, we were rewarded with a magnificent view, thanks to a combination of fog, pine tree, and the mountains. Along with the natural views, we also got to learn more about the mountain itself, especially with the legendary love story between Lang and Biang. And in the afternoon, we had a campfire and a gong cultural exchange with the people of the Kehon tribe. Their traditional performances were very amusing, and I was glad to be a part of them. And here we are on the last day. Our stay in Dalat ended with a visit to Trúc Lâm Zen Monastery, and we would travel back to Ho Chi Minh City. I am very grateful that I was able to share such a meaningful and unforgettable trip with the lovely members of bus number 4, including our tour guide, Mr. Lộc, Mr. Hiển, our beloved teacher, Mr. Huy, and maybe the most important, Mr. Hiệp, our driver. Thank you for such a journey.